Hey guys, welcome back to HTC Customs, and this is just a quick video because I was doom scrolling again and I came across some fairly welcome news that makes me hopeful. There used to be a brand of mobile phone that had a lot of very interesting ideas, some very innovative takes on how to make a mobile phone. They were very, very durable. In fact, I had one, and when I tell this story, you're going to guess who I'm talking about. I had one. It was called a Wildfire, and I used it for a couple of years with no problems, and I gave it to my partner. She used it for quite a while, and one day put it in her handbag with a bottle of water. And that bottle of water didn't have the lid on properly, and she drowned it. And we thought, well, that's that completely ruined. And for some reason, we decided we wouldn't throw it away. So I think we did try the rice trick, but I don't think we gave it long enough. And then instead of throwing it all away, we threw it in the back of a drawer, bought her a new phone, and thought nothing of it. And then one day, my eldest daughter, my only daughter at the time, if I remember correctly, she wanted a mobile phone. And strapped for cash, we rooted around for all our old phones to see if there was one suitable to get us started. And sat at the back of this drawer was this old phone, so we pulled it out and pressed the power button. Nothing happened. Plugged it in, it woke up and started charging. The only problem we had was something had happened to the storage, and the operating system wasn't working. So it was the time of things like CyanogenMod and custom ROMs. They were very popular at the time. So I installed a custom ROM, and the damn thing worked for another couple of years without a single problem, to the point where we were actually able to sell it, recycle it through one of the mobile phone recycling things that was popular a few years back, along with a couple of others. Anyway, as you probably guessed, I'm talking about HTC. Now, as you probably know, some time ago, HTC went out of, well, they didn't go out of business. The mobile phone side of the business just upped and disappeared. And they've not been around for a while. So yes, they kind of stopped producing mobile phones, and everyone knows HTC still. They make the HTC Vive VR headset in conjunction with Valve, or they were making it. In 2016, they stopped focusing entirely on phones and started to diversify. They started making the Vive, etc. They sold off a lot of its design and research talent and non-exclusive rights to smartphone-related IP to Google. And then after that, they just stopped really making phones, and there's not been an HTC for, well, the better part of a decade. And in my opinion, we've been sorely missing these phones. So I was really, really pleased to find out that, well, they're back. And they've got 2 new phones on the market. And I thought I'd do a quick video talking about this and have a look. So here we are. We're over on the HTC website, a website I've not been on for quite some time because I've not had an HTC product for quite some time. And if we go into the products section and go to smartphones, we have their new smartphones. All products and new series, it's the same thing. These are the only smartphones they've got for sale on their website at the moment. You can probably find an old HTC phone, but it's not really going to be much use to you these days. But here we are. They've got the HTC U23Pro and the HTC U24Pro. They are selling at £324 and £469 respectively, with a deal on at the moment on the U23Pro. That's apparently usually £374. That's down to £324. So we'll have a quick look at the details on the website if they've got many up, and we're going to talk a little bit about this, and we're going to talk about the only other piece of information I've been able to glean. So let's have a look at the U23Pro. It's a very attractive looking phone. HTC are back, and they're back with the U23Pro with a micro SD slot and an audio jack. How about that? IP67 rating and an all-day battery. Now, until someone gets hold of one of these and does an absolute test on it, a proper test on it, and sees how the battery goes, how well it lasts under standard working conditions, etc., yeah, I'm not willing to say that it is an all-day battery. It might be. But it's currently available at £324 on HTC's website. Now, if we have a look here, this is a video. I'm not going to play the video, but that's an attractive back cover of a phone. Available in snow white and coffee black. Now, they are attractive looking phones. Now, this isn't by any stretch of the imagination a flagship. Flagship phones these days go for £800, £900, £1,000 or dollars these days. The camera has got optical image stabilization and electronic image stabilization, and it's 108 megapixels. That is plenty. Now, that is a pretty looking phone. Pretty looking phone. The main shooter is 108 megapixel. It has a 8 megapixel ultra wide, a 5 megapixel macro, a 2 megapixel depth camera, and a 32 megapixel selfie camera in the front. Now, brilliant. Apparently, this is what the images can look like. It's true to life detail and so on and so forth. Has video stabilization for the video shooting, can shoot in 4K. Apparently has a super night mode for low light and nighttime shooting. There's nothing shown on here so far. Macro lens. This is apparently what you can get with the macro lens. So, you know, wide aperture portrait like a pro. Bigger picture for landscapes. It's looking pretty good. Water-resistant IP67 rating gives worry-free protection for whatever the weather brings. High resistant to scratches and drops of up to 2 meters with Victus Gorilla Glass or Gorilla Glass Victus. So not bad. It's a 4600 milliamp hour battery, 30 watt fast charging over USB-C or 15 watts with wireless charging. It's a nice looking phone. I think that's a nice looking phone. Efficiency at its core. It's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Gen 1, 5G, and the 12 gigs of RAM that we mentioned earlier. This is shaping up to be a decent looking phone. It's a 6.7 inch OLED display, so that should look pretty good. 60 variable refresh rate, 120 Hz for silky smooth visuals with power efficient reassurance. Fast moving action never looked so good. 60 Hz, 120 Hz, the comparison. I don't know what this is and what that's all about. The Viviverse or the Viveverse on the on there. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, this is looking like a pretty nice looking phone. Oh, you can do AR with it, and it will link up with the Vive XR Elite. So the HTC U23Pro. I never thought I'd be saying oh dear. I never thought I'd be saying HTC regarding a mobile phone again. So it's a 6.7-inch Full HD 120Hz OLED display with a 108 megapixel camera and 4K HDR video recording capabilities, 8 megapixel ultra-wide, 5 megapixel macro, 2 megapixel depth, and a 32 megapixel selfie cam. Android 13, Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Gen 1, which as far as I'm aware is not a terrible SoC, it's a decent one. 12 gigabytes of RAM, standard storage of 256 gigabytes, which is expandable with a micro SD card. How wonderful is that? A 4600 milliamp hour battery with 30 watt wired and 15 watt wireless charging, Gorilla Glass Victus IP67 rated screen, 3.5 millimeter audio jack and a USB-C port, 5G, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.2, NFC, and it comes in two colors, snow white and coffee black. That is a pretty phone, if you ask me. And here's your more detailed information, which you can take a look at by going to the website yourself. I will link to the phone section on the website in the description. It looks like a pretty good phone to me, and it might be still out of the price range of a few individuals who aren't willing to pay that kind of money for a phone, but this is a pretty good price for a decent looking, decent sounding, seemingly phone, in my opinion. So let's go back and have a look at the U23Pro. Oh, now, there we go. That is a pretty looking phone. £469. Very unique bezels. As you can see, they are polygonal rather than rounded or flat. Here we go, another video which I'm not going to play, but that looks pretty. That is a pretty phone. I mean, look at that. 3 50 megapixel cameras on this one. It's, okay. 3D digital worlds with Viveverse. I'm not bothered about that. It has got a photo enhancer, apparently. Yeah, AI photo enhancer. Everything's got to have AI, though, these days, hasn't it? Ergonomics and aesthetics. Now, your mileage may vary on how ergonomic those bezels are going to be in hand, with them not being rounded or square. Personally, I think it's going to be slightly more ergonomic than a square phone, you know, one with the flat edges. Maybe slightly less so than a rounded bezel, but I have problems with rounded bezels. They slip out of my hands. 3 50 megapixel cameras, rather. Beauty built to last. The case uses a proprietary blend of optical grating, heat compression, and sandblasting to reveal a unique luster, all while resisting impact and fingerprints. Without getting one in hand, I can't vouch for that, but it'd be nice to get a phone that when you hold it doesn't leave massive fingerprints all over it. Also says, a display of elegance. Enjoy a view that's crisp, clear, and complete with a glass touchscreen that curves seamlessly into the edges of the device. Don't really do curved screens these days, but I don't see a problem with it. Smoothness meets stability. Grip comfortably and securely thanks to the frame's gently angled sides, which are made of a durable yet lightweight aluminium. Or as it says here, aluminum. I'm British, so it's aluminium. But yeah, I would probably agree with that. It's not going to be that uncomfortable to hold and probably easier to keep in your hand rather than slipping out of your hand rather. So, photographic power. It claims a 50 megapixel front camera, a 50 megapixel telephoto, a 50 megapixel main shooter, and an 8 megapixel wide and depth camera. Pretty good specs, especially for the price, in my opinion. I might not necessarily pay that kind of money, but if I had it, I'd consider it. And if this is an example of the photos you can get, that's pretty nice. Low light compensation as well. Now this could be my screen, but that doesn't look brilliant, that 2x zoom on there, but 2x optical zoom. But hey ho, how many people are actually going to use it? Most people are going to be buying this and just pulling it out and taking a photo. A lot of people I don't know, don't even tweak their camera settings on their phone. They just use it. Cinematic precision on video. Record true-to-life moments in stunning 4K. Automatic video stabilization keeps the action fluid when you're on the move. Optical image stabilization. AI enhanced camera app. So you can, so you can pick the best facial expression in any given photo. I think that's available on some of the Pixels, or something similar is. AR stickers using simple hand gestures. Fixed blur, exposure, and more with instant portrait touch-ups. Connect in Viveverse using the Vive. Take it all in VR. You can do all of that. Primed for playtime. 6.8-inch OLED display. Vibrant colors. Deep blacks. 120 Hz refresh rate. Games, movies, and shows look better than ever. It's a 6.8-inch display, as we said. 20:9 aspect ratio and 120 Hz. That's a pretty sweet screen. And this one is equipped with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Gen 3. So that's even got AI performance on it, and that's going to be a more powerful one than the one in the U23. 60% improved performance per watt, 50% faster graphics rendering. Getting a little bit too excited about this, I think. And 20% power efficiency boost, I'm guessing. High capacity battery, easily handles long lasting entertainment, and even charges other devices wirelessly. So you can charge your earbuds off of this or another phone off of this. It's got that capability. Nice. 4600 milliamp hour battery, 60 watt quick charging, 15 watt wireless charging, just like the other phone. So that spec's the same. Again, IP67 rating for dust and water resistance. Fingerprint sensor built right into the display for convenient and secure unlocking. I'm not certain how well that works, because these under the screen ones aren't always brilliant. And again, we have the 3.5mm audio jack for headphones. Love to see it. And a micro SD card slot, even better. So you can expand the storage, even better. This comes only in Space Navy at the moment. I don't know if they're going to be planning on releasing any more colours. But hey, we can only hope, and hopefully they're going to be back with some more phones and maybe take a few more chances again and have some nice flagships available. I used to love HTC phones. So we'll just go over this once more from here. So we've got the 6.8-inch 20:9 Full HD Plus OLED 120 Hz screen with a 50 megapixel electronic image stabilized 4K optical image stabilized video recording front camera, a 50 megapixel telephoto, and an 8 megapixel wide angle and depth camera, a 50 megapixel selfie camera. Android 14 on this one. Qualcomm Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 mobile platform. 12GB of DDR5 RAM. The other one I don't think it specified, did it? 256GB UFS 3.1 ROM storage, expandable with a micro SD card. 4600 milliamp hour battery that can charge at 60 watts and 15 watts of wireless. And 5 watt reverse wireless charging. That is nice. Very nice. And it supports a 3.5 millimeter audio jack and a USB-C port, obviously for charging. I'm guessing that will probably also work for OTG connectivity as well. 5G, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3 and NFC, and that is £469. This is looking like a really, really nice phone for the money. If I had that money to spare, I'm sold. I'd give it a whirl. Hey, HTC, if you see this video, you fancy sending me one to test drive? I'm just kidding. I know you're not watching my videos and you're not going to send me one anyway. I'm too small. But hey, I would test drive one of these. So yes, this is one of the other things that caught my attention. After I found out that there was a phone, I thought I'll have a quick look. And Jerry Rig Everything's got a video on it. He's already got his hands on one. And he's had a look at it. And it's a pretty good video. He does his usual routine of ripping it to absolute pieces to see how durable it is. It seems to get a pretty good rating from him. It's only a short video. I will link that video in the description too. I think if you like the look of this phone, it's worth watching this video to see if it will survive your usage. But yes, HTC are apparently back. I would love to get my hands on one of these and see what it's like. I would be quite happy to give up my iPhone again. Well, I say again, give up my iPhone and go back to Android to experience this new HTC. I've missed having an HTC phone. I just really hope that they've got the flip clock on it. I really miss that. I really do miss that, the old HTC flip clock. But yeah, brand new phones from HTC. Brand new phones from HTC. Love to see it. I'm so glad to see them back. We've had Nokia come back, or Nokia, to our American and Canadian friends, but that was more of a zombie brand. It wasn't really the same company making phones anymore, and now they're kind of cashing in on the old appearance of the old phones and everything, and they're not. It's not the same phones that we used to buy from Nokia. It's some other company making them under that name. This is actually HTC. This is the official HTC website, the same website that they operate for all their other products. Their 5G stuff, their smartphones now, again, their accessories, and the Vive. Let's see, what accessories have they got? They've got a £25 case for the U24, a case for the U23, a USB wall adapter. They're still selling cases for the Desire 22. Nice. UK wall adapter 3.0, a wireless charger, true wireless earbuds, other more different true wireless earbuds. So you can get yourself set up. Weirdly, they're not selling any wired earphones for use with the new phone that still has a headphone jack. But hey, I'm sure you've got some wired headphones or in earphones somewhere that you'd rather be using, or that you'd like to be able to use with these. So yeah, let me know what you think about this news. HTC are back. If you already knew and I'm late to the party, yeah, you can call me a dumbbell for being late to the party. That's fine. But if you heard about this, let me know what you think. I'm curious to know how many people are actually excited to see that HTC are dipping their toes in the smartphone waters once more. And it'd be nice to see if something new is going to come from this. Some more phones, some fancier phones, some really out there flagships that push the boundaries of what we can do with them without having to buy yet another Samsung or another iPhone, or having something weird that most countries are now trying to block because it comes from a country that a lot of our own governments don't trust for some reason or another. Let me know what you think. If any of you have actually bought one, anyone who watches this has actually bought one or has got one on order, please let me know what your experience is like with it. I'd be very interested to know. So, with all that being said, and I will see you in the next one.